Just like in Pokémon Legends Arceus, abilities do not exist in Pokémon Legends CA, at least not in the way we're used to. While abilities themselves are gone, the mechanics of the ability have been built directly into certain Pokémon, moves, or forms. Our first Pokémon is a perfect example of this. Aegislash's entire identity has always been about its ability stance change, which allows it to swap between blade form and shield form. Even without abilities, this mechanic hasn't disappeared. It's just been reworked into the game's new real-time battle system. The way this ability works is when Aegislash uses the move King's Shield, it'll transform into its shield form, and when it attacks, it'll switch back to its blade form. This worked fine in the turn-based games, but unfortunately, this ability has made Aegislash one of the worst Pokemon in the game. The animation for this stance change is quite long, and during the whole thing, Aegislash is completely vulnerable. Not to mention how it's pretty much impossible to time King's Shield because of this. Next up is Mimikyu, which has the iconic ability Disguise. Before Mimikyu can take real damage, an opponent has to hit it once to break the disguise. Mimikyu does take a small amount of chip damage when the disguise breaks, but that's still far better than taking a full hit. Its base stats are below mediocre, and without disguise, this Pokemon would be pretty unusable. This is a good time to bring up Mega Mawile, Medicham, and Mega Medicham. In the turn-based games, all of these Pokemon depend on abilities that double their attack stat. Without these abilities, their base stats just aren't good enough. Just look at Medicham. On paper, its base attack stat is even lower than Chespin's. To keep these Pokemon viable in Legends CA, Game Freak compensated by giving them higher attack stats to offset the loss of those abilities. I could be wrong, but I believe Medicham got plus 20 attack, while Mega Medicham and Mawile got plus 40 attack. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mega Rayquaza are up next, but these three are a little different. Primal Groudon's ability, Desolate Land, creates extreme sunlight that completely nullifies water-type attacks. Primal Kyogre's ability, Primordial Sea, does the opposite, shutting down all fire-type moves entirely. Mega Rayquaza's ability, Delta Stream, gets rid of all flying-type weaknesses. As you can see, these effects still exist in Pokémon Legends CA when you fight them as rogue bosses. Water-type attacks won't damage Groudon, Fire-type attacks won't harm Kyogre, and Rock-type moves aren't super effective against Rayquaza. However, here's the funny part. Once you actually obtain these Pokemon, these effects completely disappear. This makes total sense, because if these Pokemon kept these abilities, they would be way too good in the online ranked battles. While we're on the topic of legendary Pokemon, let's go over the Swords of Justice. These Pokemon have the ability Justified, which gives them an attack boost when they are hit with a Dark-type move, which if you ask me is one of the worst abilities in the game, because why would you hit a fighting type with a Dark-type move anyways? Well, instead of getting this ability, the Swords of Justice instead get an attack and special attack boost after using the move Sacred Sword. Other Pokemon do learn this move, like the literal sword we talked about earlier, but for some reason, these Pokemon got special treatment. It may not be their actual ability, but it's a weird gimmick I thought was worth mentioning. Mega Raichu X gets an attack boost after it uses Volt Tackle. And yes, only Mega Raichu X gets this boost, not Mega Raichu Y. Why? I have no idea. Maybe because it's more of a Mega Pikachu. Now we don't actually know what this Pokemon's ability is, so we'll have to wait until Pokemon Champions comes out to see if this did have to do with its ability or not. Mega Starmie is in the same situation. It gets an additional 40 base stats compared to other Mega Pokemon, so maybe it got the same treatment as Mega Medicham and Mawile. Let's get back to the actual abilities, shall we? Morpeko's whole gimmick is its ability Hunger Switch, making it switch between full belly mode and hangry mode every single turn. However, turns are no longer a thing, so how does it switch? To switch, Morpeko just has to use its signature move, Aura Wheel. While in full belly mode, Aura Wheel is an electric type move, but in Hangry mode, it changes into a dark type move. Next up we have the dynamic duo, Tatsugiri and Dondozo, but there's just one issue. Double battles aren't a thing. So how does Tatsugiri's ability work? If you didn't know, its ability is Commander, which allows Dondozo to swallow Tatsugiri. This will boost Dondozo's stats, but this also makes the battle a 2v1, and Dondozo can't be switched out. However, in Legends CA, to set up the Commander ability, all you have to do is have both Pokemon on your team, and it'll automatically be activated. And finally, at the end of the list, is the game's mascot Zygarde. Zygarde's whole gimmick is absorbing its cells to become complete. This is the Pokemon's ability Power Construct, which allows it to enter its complete form when Zygarde's HP drops below half. It's pretty obvious why this had to stay in the game. It's literally how the Pokemon works. Before I end this video, I want to give an honorable mention to Mega Greninja, who turns the multi-hit move Water Shuriken into just one move. I don't think it has to do with its ability, but rather a callback to Ash Greninja's Water Shuriken. Well, if I missed any, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. That's all for me, so I'll see you guys in the next one.